Hello everyone, welcome to Chemspires. Now we'll look into the exercise problem question 1.4. This question says that calculate the amount of carbon dioxide produced when 1 mole of carbon is burnt in air. So what is 1 mole of carbon burnt in air? It is nothing but carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. So this is the reaction. So first of all, you should write the reaction in words. So let me teach you how to solve this very simply without using any formulae by simply looking at the question and writing them in terms of words so that you will be able to understand it simply. So 1 mole of carbon plus 1 mole of oxygen gives 1 mole of carbon dioxide. Here nothing is given about oxygen, therefore leave it. So let's write in terms of carbon alone. So 1 mole of carbon gives 1 mole of carbon dioxide. Before that, you should ensure that the reaction you have written is completely balanced. So 1 carbon is there in left hand side and 1 carbon is there in right hand side, and the same way 2 oxygen in left hand side and 2 oxygen in right hand side. So both are balanced. So now you can work out with it. So in the question they have asked about the amount of carbon dioxide produced. So generally amount means you should write in terms of grams. But here you have number of moles. So 1 mole of carbon when burnt gives 1 mole of carbon dioxide. But we have to get it in terms of grams. So again write 1 mole of carbon gives. So we know that 1 mole of anything is the molar mass of that something. If 1 mole of A is there, then it will be the molar mass of A. So likewise 1 mole of carbon dioxide would be the molar mass of carbon dioxide. What is molar mass? Molar mass is the sum of the atomic masses of carbon and 2 oxygens. So molar mass is equal to 1 into carbon, that is 12, plus 2 into oxygen's mass, that is 2 into 16, which is equal to 44 grams. As I have said earlier, 1 mole of A is the molar mass of A. So 1 mole of carbon dioxide is the molar mass of carbon dioxide. So molar mass is found out to be 44 grams. So write 44 grams of carbon dioxide in the place of 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So we are getting the final thing as 1 mole of carbon gives 44 grams of carbon dioxide. That's all. This is the answer. The next subdivision is to calculate the amount of carbon dioxide produced when 1 mole of carbon is burnt in 16 grams of dioxygen. Previously, there was no information given about dioxygen, but here they have given it is burnt in 16 grams of dioxygen. So let's write the equation again. Carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. So this is the balanced reaction. Let us write this in terms of words. 1 mole of carbon plus 1 mole of oxygen. So they have given us 16 grams, but according to the question, first let's start with 1 mole of oxygen, then we'll find out how to go to 16 grams. So it gives us 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So 1 mole of carbon is fixed, so let's leave it and let's work out with dioxygen since they have given us 16 grams of dioxygen specifically. Here everything is in terms of moles. So now let's rewrite everything in terms of grams. So 12 grams of carbon, since 1 mole of carbon is the molar mass of carbon. So molar mass is 12. So 12 grams of carbon plus same way molar mass of oxygen, dioxygen is 32, which is equal to, as we have calculated earlier, 44 grams of carbon dioxide. Since it's already 1 mole of carbon, let's leave it and work out with oxygen alone. In the question, they have asked it as 16 grams of dioxygen. So to convert this 32 grams of dioxygen into 16 grams, let's divide by 2. Then we'll get 32 grams of dioxygen by 2 gives 44 grams of carbon dioxide by 2, which is equal to 2 ones are 2, 2 16s are 32. In the same way, 2 ones are 2, 2 22s are 44. Therefore, we are getting 16 grams of dioxygen gives 22 grams of carbon dioxide. So this is the answer. So 12 grams of carbon plus 16 grams of oxygen gives 22 grams of carbon dioxide. 12 grams of carbon is nothing but 1 mole of carbon. So 1 mole of carbon plus 16 grams of oxygen gives 22 grams of carbon dioxide. This is the answer. The next subdivision is calculate the amount of carbon dioxide produced when 2 moles of carbon are burnt in 16 grams of oxygen. So write back the equation. Carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide, and this is already a balanced equation. 1 mole of carbon plus 1 mole of oxygen gives 1 mole of carbon dioxide. This we have written in words. As they have given in question, there is 2 moles, so multiply by 2 everywhere. So we will get 2 moles of carbon plus 2 moles of dioxygen gives 2 moles of carbon dioxide. So 2 moles of carbon is fixed, and we should check whether it is 16 grams of dioxygen. So let's fix it and let's work out with oxygen. So 2 moles of oxygen would be, so previously we saw that 1 mole of oxygen was 32 grams. So 2 moles would be 32 into 2, which is 64. Therefore 64 grams of oxygen gives, and 2 into 44, that is 88 grams of carbon dioxide. So in the question it is given as 16 grams. So divide this by 4. So we'll get 64 divided by 4 on both sides. So 4 ones are 4 and 4 16s are 64, which is equal to 16 grams of oxygen gives 22 grams of carbon dioxide. Therefore 2 moles of carbon plus 16 grams of oxygen gives 22 grams of carbon dioxide.